Okay, looks like I'm live. So I'm going to do something different, trying to get my chat up here. And see if I can. I think this will work. Welcome, everybody. Now I think I can see my chat on a different device. So we'll wait until somebody comes in. Let's have a good time. I think this will work. Welcome, everybody. Now I think I can see my chat on a different device. So we'll wait until somebody comes in. Let's have a good time. Well, I guess I'll just keep talking. One of the things that we've been finding are these are nice party favors, I guess. And these are the plastic rings. I started collecting these. Hey, Jim Steele, how are you, buddy? Hey, congratulations on your win on Susie Q's race. Anyway, we've got a little collection of plastic rings, not pop rings, little candy pop rings, but I'm starting to collect the rings they give away for party favors and they leave in the parks. So they're pretty cool. Uh, this week we got two Angelos. We didn't get a Mario this week, but now I think this is four Angelos and two Marios we've got. And so that's starting out our collection pretty good. So checking this out, seeing if I can keep up with the chat better on a different device. So I've got one using as my camera and one using as my chat. So I'm going to get a little setup here where I can see better. And see if I can get this situated. This is a little messy looking, sorry for that. But got some cool things here, lots of treasure trash. Turn my volume up a little bit. I don't think I can do that. I'll talk a little louder if I can. I'm sitting a little ways away from the iPad that I'm using for a camera, so I'll turn my volume up. How's that? So, oops, I forgot my other phone. I was gonna play some music so it wouldn't be such a dead background, but guess we don't have to have music. got involved in something else, putting a load of laundry on, so I wouldn't be behind on that. So let's get started talking about anything and everything here. I'm doing this wrap like Suzy Q. I'm trying to get my watch hours up. Well, it's a bear that they dropped it down to 500. Good for some people, but I worked really hard to get up over 1,000, and I'm just having a tough time with those watch hours. Maybe they'll start coming someday soon. As soon as the summer starts real good, where I'm getting little different type items than all this treasure trash. But I get a lot of views on the treasure trash, so I'm not sorry that I get the treasure trash at all, especially when you get things like this out of the tot lots and out of the parks, so that you just know that was a tetanus shot in the waiting, right? But we find some fun things too. I guess this is off of a banana drink. I've never seen one before, but it looks like a lid. But it's not like a squirter or anything. It's just a banana. Huge banana. Maybe it's the pistol grip off of a squirt gun, maybe? I don't know. I have to figure out what that is. So we did get a little bit of clad. We got, let's see if I can turn this a little bit. Yeah, that's good. Just ignore the mess in the background. I got $3.75. Wait a minute. $2.75 and $1.70 in dimes. And I got 2, 4, 6, 7 nickels, so 35 cents in nickels. And I got 10 copper pennies, and I got 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 7 cents in zinkins. So that's a lot of holes. Some of these, a couple of them, I got 2 in a hole, one time 3, but mostly they're just 1 in a hole. So, hey, David Air Force Vet, how you doing today? How you doing, David? I gotta change up here. I gotta put the phone over by the iPad so that I can see the chat and I can still be heard, because Jim told me I wasn't quite loud enough. Oh, well, I'm going to talk more right at the iPad now. Yeah, it's hot there. It's a beautiful day here. It's kind of in the low 80s, I think, today. So after I do this, I'm going to have to get out and get some stuff done out in the yard. I've got lots of stuff I've got to get done in between my hunts, so that I don't feel bad about leaving the house to go hunt, right? So, hey, Blistering, how you doing? I think we have a double up. There's I think it might be a time lag or something, Jamie, where you I get 2 of every message from you. Not that I'm complaining, because it adds to my comments. So it's not bad, not a bad thing at all. So got my 28th ring, and we thought it was bling, but guess what? It's missing one stone. I haven't really even cleaned it up real good yet, but this has 54 stones on it, and they're all like 1/100ths, but they're all real diamonds, which that was a blessing. And it's 925 silver. So for number 28, that's not too bad. So, and it's but the diamonds are all, it's marked LGD, lab grown diamonds. That's what LGD stands for in a ring, right? When you find a ring that has diamonds in it, and it says LGD, lab grown diamonds. So also it's marked MD9. So I just learned that MD is a guarantee that you're getting quality silver. When it says 925 MD, and I'm not sure what the 9 means. I guess that it's, rank wise, like 1 through 10 or something like that. But MD guarantees quality. So that was a nice find. So found a couple of other things. Found some silver plated earrings. This one is a surface find next to a picnic table. And this one and this one was a water find. I found it in the lake doing my first water hunt of the season. So this is the only piece of jewelry I found. Found a lot of quarters, but this old silver-plated earring was my only jewelry find in the water. Don't know what this came off of, but come on, there we go. It is a tiny little butterfly, and it has 8 real diamonds on it. So it came up, I think it might have been the top off of a ring, or maybe out of one of those little lockets that you buy jewelry charms. But it's silver, and it has real diamonds in it. So lucked out with the diamonds. Then we found a bunch of these that look like they're plastic with little glass stones in them, and they look like they're possibly leaves off of some type of brooch or something, maybe. Possible leaves. We're just guessing at this point because they're shaped like leaves, but they've got the little stones. But they're plastic with glass stones in them. Thanks, David. Yeah, getting around to it is my surface find. She is the one that goes out and finds a lot of the stuff that we find on the surface. While I'm looking into the dirt, she's looking on top of it. But it's keeping us both on top of it, right? But one of my favorite finds. Little gibbet. You guys find any gibbets out there when you're hunting? Hey, Buddy Biggs. Thanks for coming in. Anyway, these are totally surface fine. Some of them have metal, and I found a couple that are metal with the detector, but this is just totally, you see a black dot and you go to it. So keep your eyes and ears open when I put on the lives, and when I post on the community page from now on, I'm going to try my best to give you information about our 1500 sub celebration and where I'm going to give away a pinpointer scoop. If anybody watches my last video that I posted this morning, I used this and I used the spade in that video predominantly, so you guys can see exactly how it works. But they work really good for shallow digs. These little scoops and working plugs after you've dug the plug and you need to dig a little bit more, instead of going back and forth with your knife and your pinpointer, you got it all right here in one thing. So got them to fit the Garrett, and we got them to fit the Mine Labs and the Nocta. So we've got the bases covered, I'm pretty sure, on that. So anyway, we'll be giving away one of my other creations. Be giving away a keychain or two, and these I printed on my 3D printer, so they're plastic, and I've colored them chrome, and I have gold and copper as well. But that, and we do the pendant or earrings. So I designed these metal detectors and printed them on my 3D printer so I can make them into pendants, earrings, and keychains. So I'll be giving away some of these, and they'll be available one day soon. But as for the scoops and the spades, they are listed in the description of all my videos There's a link to all three of those. So if anybody wants to get one of those, they're available. And you'll be able to win one. I'm going to give away a spade, and I'm going to give away one of each of the pinpointer scoops. Oop. They stick when they want to. Oh well. Hang it upside down. Ah. Yep, no, well. Anyway, this is what the earrings look like. So, did I get that? Oh, that's must have been working in the dark on that one. I still have some painting to do on that one. Anyway, they're really cool. My wife wore a pair last weekend, and everybody really liked them. They're real light too, so they don't weight down people's ears. So, well, I could make them smaller, David, but then they'd be too fragile. I made them any smaller, I think. I'm sorry, Jim. Yes, William. As a matter of fact, all I have to do is put this one on a chain. See, it's got a So, get more of it as a necklace, as a pendant, and you can have it as a keychain. And the keychains, I'm going to save money on these when I make these, because see the keychains, the key rings, this one and this one so far, and I've got a bunch of them that I found. These are all my finds. So the key ring itself will be a genuine incognito find and a genuine incognito design and 3D print. So there you go, two genuines in one. Yeah, I know. I don't think I can turn my microphone up. I don't. It's just me that's low. And I don't have a volume on my microphone, I don't think. Here, I turned the volume up, but I don't think that's going to help at all. So, wonder why it's so low. Nobody had any problem hearing me before. Somebody said my voice was soft, but not that soft. So maybe I'll just yell at y'all. I thought about that using pull tabs, or what I call could be's, and making earrings out of those. And because we got colored ones and there's all kinds of different shapes and everything. So, these would not be a bad thing for detectorists to wear. Also thought about making earrings out of the little charms and stuff that I find. I find quite a few charms, so I thought that would be a good idea. You're on earbuds set to low and I'm sounding fine? Well, I guess I could try a microphone to see if I could hook up my earbuds to the iPad and see if using that microphone might help. So maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll go get my earbuds and try and hook them up real quick and see if that'll help. Yeah, these, I could make earrings out of these. Just have to clean them up a little bit. They're nice and glinty. So, yeah, there's a lot of stuff. Could make jewelry out of a lot of stuff, I find, that's treasure trash otherwise, right? I mean, could make an earring out of just about anything. Could make earrings out of pennies. These are going to be worthless one day. All these corroded things. I wonder if anybody would, if I took them and just drilled a teeny little hole in it and put a loop in it and just cleaned them up and painted them gold or chrome. Wonder if anybody would like to wear a pair of pennies. No, I don't have an ultrasonic, William. I have a tumbler that generally cleans the gook off of those. You know, I can't really afford to go out and get every single thing. I even made my own electrolysis machine out of an old phone charger. And instead of buying one, I made one. I made my own spade out of a garden shovel that I had. And I made my own scoop. My first scoop was out of a gallon can. So I'm used to the DIY stuff. Yeah, I guess if somebody wanted them, then they'd have to be unique, I think, probably, instead of just Zinkins, right? Yeah, maybe not. Maybe people would like Zinkins. Yeah, a dollar gold coin would be a good pendant. Yeah, if you just spent some time and you got some good coins, you could. Most people don't want to sell those though. A dollar gold coin, uh, it's worth a little more than a dollar, isn't it? Or is it just dollar color, gold colored dollar coin? Yeah, Buddy Biggs said a lot of people carry a lucky coin. I used to carry a lucky coin, but one day it got unlucky for me. It got lost, and so never did replace it. His ear was what? I got something on my screen that's covering up what you said there. Got it for your graduation. His ear was, I can't read what it says. Oh, there it goes, worn off. Okay. Well, we've been buying a lot of in auctions. We've been buying barber coins and mercuries and stuff. And to get the detail on those, you got to be really careful about what you get at an auction, because they're worn. Yeah, coins kind of rub off on you. I've been detecting for over a year now, and uh, for about 8 months, I've been into coins, getting around to it, and I've been doing the coin streams and the coin roll hunting and everything. As a matter of fact, Monday night, uh, Copper Owl Coins is doing his Sunday roll hunt on Monday night. So you guys might want to pop in on him. He's not going to be on Sunday afternoon because it's his wedding anniversary, I think, and so he's going to go on Monday night. And it is really good when you can win coins, but then we want to give back and we put some back. Yeah, you're starting to look for the dates and stuff. All these coins, there's coins. If you look them up, it'll say there's Zincan coins that might be worth something. They might have a flaw. How can you tell? How can you tell whether they have a flaw if they look like that, right? They look like that. It's a lot of work to get down to where you can see whether they have a flaw, because they have so many flaws already. There's one that you could check, see if that would be a coin with a special date or flaw. But always looking for the rarest of coins. Hardly ever get, but once in a while you get a silver coin. What kind of metal detector do you have, buddy? I wonder if that's what Jamie's got happening with his, because his messages double up. They print twice. Maybe it's his reader. I know mine can't understand what I'm saying, so it's always misspelling everything. I had a Gold Master. It's what I started out with. I bought for prospecting back in the 90s, and I used it for almost a year, and then we decided to go ahead and get a Legend, and I'm not dissatisfied with the Legend. It was the more affordable, and from what I get here, I get just as many good things as any of the ones that cost $1,600 and above, or $1,200 and above. But well, the Legend is great on the beach. I get lots of good finds on the beach, but I haven't tried any of the others, but they seem to do well. Just a choice of which one you think's going to be the best for you. But I can recommend the Legend to anybody that wants to listen. Yeah, the Legends multitones. It's gives you a lot of readings. I like to use mine on the single, though, a lot for coin shooting, and if I'm just looking for coins, I don't like a lot of interference. But as you see, I don't not dig something just because it sounds like it's not good. I find lots of good treasure trash digging all of the signals, and what did I get? It's but I get lots of cool things, you know. This is just the face off of a snap off of probably a cheap pair of jeans or something. But when you find it in the ground, it's pretty cool. And little things like this, little key I found in the tot lot. One guy made a comment on it, said that this key would fit his console in his El Camino. And here's something. This was a really cool find I found on Thursday. See what it says there? 925, and it's got the A on it. Ultruette. That's a solid silver, gold plated bracelet. And it's heavy too. It's 48.40 grams of sterling silver, 925, with gold plate. Really got lucky on that one. So yeah, it's got, look there, a little television set, a cupcake. Bill and Christine would like that one. A shoe box full of little toys. Come on, focus. Focus. So, got some pretty cool charms on it. Just the this little piece here, the maker's name, Ultruette. It and the chain sell separately, and then each of the charms sell separately. But yeah, it makes you wonder. That's really heavy. If you lost it, wouldn't you know it? Had to have lost it out of their purse or something. And it's not for a little bitty kid, because that's a good sized bracelet. That would actually almost fit around my wrist, so no little bitty kid had that. Been riding today, Jamie? Yeah, Aussie Beach Hunter, he is a good detector. Doesn't he have a 900? A mother trying to catch a kid. That might have been too, and running around. Yeah, I like to watch the Aussie Beach Hunters. Uh, all of my favorites, most of them are listed in my description. I list a lot of guys there. So, oh, thanks, Buddy Biggs. It was nice of you to drop in and say hi to me. I'm just trying to get my watch hours up and thought that doing these wraps at least once a week or more would help out on my watch hours. And I picked lunch hour today just in case it's a Saturday. I know it's still lunch hour for a lot of people and they take a break. No, I haven't tried to find my survey pins on my property here. I uh, I find survey pins all over the place though. In the parks, there's a lot of survey pins in there, and I do have a piece of property in Wyoming that I've got to go out and find my exact property corners on that. I got a quarter section out there in Wyoming. My son got the Simplex Ultra, and when he came out here with my grandson, they went out metal detecting with me, and my grandson got the bug, and so my son bought him a Vanquish and bought himself a Simplex, and my other son bought a Vanquish, and I have a nephew that bought an off-brand, but he uh, he likes it just as well. Park pins are like 3 or 4 inches deep. They're not that deep. So yeah, I find a lot of pins. There's this one place I go that they use stakes to stake out an event, and they've got like hundreds of these stakes. So you're swinging along, and you think you've got a really good signal, and it's a property stake, or a not a I guess not a property stake, but it's a marker stake. And they're like giant nails, and those things drive me nuts, especially in this place because there's so many. You know, Nocta is a really good brand, as well as Mind Labs and Garrett. So, I don't think that you can go wrong with any metal detector, especially the newer ones. If you buy a newer one, you're not going to get a detector that's going to let you down too much because they're meant just to detect metal, right? So if you are like me and you dig everything, one thing I haven't shown you guys yet, everything out there is my treasure trash, and this is the trash. I've got a frisbee full of trash, bottle caps. Well, it's not all trash. I found this is a surface find. This is a pretty cool little bookmarker, but some of this is surface finds, but I've got so much that I dig, you know, all the bottle caps and all the pull tabs and all of the, oh, this belongs in the treasure trash. Little ladle. Don't know what that's from. Getting around to it, found that at the beach, at the lake beach. That's pretty cool. I like that. Don't know what it's out of though. Anybody got an idea what? That looks like a camping thing, but maybe, I don't know, maybe sugar dipper? Maybe sugar dipper. That could be. So anyway, the things that you have to dig to get to the goodies, you know, they weight down your finds bags, that's for sure. Got everything from the tent stakes. Get a lot of those at the beach, at the park. Everybody's setting up canopies and stuff. Find those. And well, just a lot of everything here. So the main thing is, once you know you're a metal detectorist, then you have fun with it and go with whichever one you like the looks of, I guess. But my thing is affordability too. You know, I don't want to go out and buy a new detector just because it's there, because they are all a little bit pricey. So you pick the one that you think you might like. And I did a lot of research on the legend, watching people that were using it and researching the prices and things. And when the price was there to get the best deal, I got one. But I'm not unhappy that I did, because I get a lot more of the better signals. The Goldmaster was the single signal, and it just give you just a little bit different vibration. It wasn't even a different tone. Sometimes it squeaked and sometimes it grunted, but it didn't really. That's where I got used to digging every single signal. And now I pass things up a little bit if it's deep. If I'm, especially later in the day, if I'm tired of digging and I see something's more than 4 inches deep, I'll not dig it just right now, unless it's a really good signal. Then I, know what it is, like a quarter sound or a silver sound or a gold sound. But if I know that it's a bottle cap, or I know that could be, and then again, we never know, do we? Because you never know. That's why I call the pull tabs could be these because they could be anything. You get one of these, and it could be gold, it could be a little piece of jewelry, it could be anything. That's why I call them could be's, because these range from 16 to 34. That's just, some of them are even different than that. And these things range all over the place from 8 to 60. So how can you tell? You can only guess that it makes a stranger elongated beep instead of a sharp, crisp beep. But so anyways, I'm running just a little behind here on my chat here. Either that or nobody's talking. So anyway, a lot of people do that. They'll sit down and they'll take a bottle cap and show you what numbers it rings and what a penny rings, but you put them in the ground an inch deep or 3 inches deep or 6 inches deep, and they give you a totally different signal. You're out there and you get a deep signal, and you're thinking, that's a good one. That's a 51. That's got to be a quarter or maybe even silver, right? And then you dig it up, and all of a sudden it's a 19, and it's one of these. Right? Or you think that it's a gold signal and it's a 7 or an 8, and then it's one of these. Or you get a 22 and you think, oh boy, I might have a piece of jewelry, and it's one of these. Or you get a 42, 41, 42, and you think it's a Zinken, and it's one of these. Or you get a 45, and you think it's a dime, and it's one of these. Hey, BC. Thanks for coming in. That's right. You can't go wrong digging everything. Yep, you think you got one of those, and you know it's round, and it turns out to be one of those. What else is a good one here? You get a 26. You think on the legend 26. If it's a good solid 26, it's a nickel maybe. But then you get one of those, right? I didn't learn to pass things up. I just do pass things up when I get lazy. If it's too deep, I don't want to dig it. And because I'm doing hand digging and I don't use I don't have very many places I can go that I can use a spade or a shovel. So it's all on my knees digging. So after about 4 or 5 hours of that, you get tired and you start passing over the deep ones and thinking I'll come back for it another day, but I'll start here earlier so that I'm fresher and I'll go for the deeper ones, which I do sometimes. But this rings up as a 44, 45, like a copper penny or a dime. It's aluminum anyway, right? Then you got these, and they're round, and they make you think, that could almost be, maybe it's a 1920. Yep. So when we're all out there digging, we do a lot of digging by the way we feel, right? But I try, as you can see, I dig every signal that sounds like it could be something else. These aren't digs, though. Even found a box of matches in the park, so the kids can't play with matches now. So some of the other fun things. Here we go. Hook, line, and sinker. Get those sharp things off the beach. Yeah, but can't always go with the repeater signals. This little thing here, it's silver, and it just went eh, eh. And getting around to it, looked down, and she says, "What's that?" She could see the glint from a different direction, and I passed over it with the metal detector, and it just went eh, eh. So it didn't repeat at all. So, gotta keep your eyes open too. I like them both. I like beaches and parks. I mean, I like the beach because you're not on your hands and knees a lot. You stand up, you can dig with your scoop, and you get a little better video that way because you're standing up, you got your camera pretty much stable, and I can hunt all day long, which I have. And in parks, it's a little harder because you get up and down, up and down, up and down. You figure I've got almost 70 Zinkins here, and I've got over 400 holes that I dig a day, pretty much. 300 to 400 holes a day that I'm digging plugs and scratching the ground and getting down on my knees in the parks. So that's the difference. Hey, full half. Did you get my email? Yeah, I got some good knee pads. I got the hard ones, the hard shelled ones. I've seen some really nice knee pads and it almost look like transformer knees that look like they'd be really good. Nice and padded on the inside. You have the transformer knees? That's cool. And I've seen those. I'm thinking about getting me a pair of those. But knee pads, I took my knee pads and I transformed them. I bought a pair of knee braces, the elastic knee braces that you get and wear, and then I sewed the knee pads to the knee braces. So I have to slip them on. I can't buckle them on, but I have to slip them on over my foot like putting a sock on. But I like them because they don't slip up and down as easy as the others do. And they don't get in the crease of your knee and sit there and pinch you. It's more like wearing a sock over your knee than a strap around it. Now that's a cool idea. They're football pants. That's the way we used to wear our knee pads. The footballs of pads slipped into a pocket in the inside of the pants. So I could do that with my shorts, or put a pocket. Yeah, they do. That's why I sewed those knee braces on, so didn't have that bunching up the straps. Anybody go out digging today? What are EMS pants? It's raining, huh? Yeah, this weather is really nice. You know, it's sitting here and know I've got to do this and get my watch hours up and everything, and but it makes you want to, looking at all this stuff makes you want to go out and dig more of it. I got a lot of stuff I got to throw away here. Go through all these. Oops. Separate all the garbage. I wind up picking up garbage all over the place, plastic caps and pick up broken pins and things that don't work. Seals, nails. Love getting the nails. I'll see you later, David. Thank you for hanging out. Appreciate it. You have a great weekend too. Okay, BC. BC and you. Where have you heard that one before, huh? Well, I guess I've drug on long enough. You guys make sure you have a good time. And all the scrap. Oh, William, I'm the aluminum. All this aluminum I'm keeping. I'm going to be building a foundry. And I'm going to melt down all the aluminum into ingots. The lead, I'm going to do the same thing. So all this lead I'm going to melt down, and I'm going to save it. I have two 50 caliber, a pistol and a rifle, and I'm going to make musket balls out of them, out of the lead. So I got a lot of that. I get this all the time when I go to the lakes and the beach. And the steel, I take all the steel in to the scrap, everything that's not meltable, and like nails and screws, all this stuff. And I fill 5-gallon buckets full of it. I've taken 2 trips to the scrap yard and sold that off. And all the copper and brass I'm going to be melting down, and as well. And then some of the steel that I find, because some of it is not in this bad a shape, like take these hardened steel bolts, and I'm going to make a forge as well, and this summer, if I can afford it and get by with it. And then I'm going to forge knives out of some of this steel before I scrap it. So knives and hatchets, That's what I'm gonna do with this. I watched that show Forged in Fire, and uh, it's got me wondering if I can do it. So, like I said, I made my own spade. I do a lot of DIY stuff, especially for this. I have made my own scoops. I've made my own spades, and now on a 3D printer we make these, make tools, and well, it's so much per ton, and it varies every day. It changes, so you've got to watch the scrap market. You got to call a scrap yard and see what they're paying, but they pay like $20 a ton for it. So for every 2,000 pounds, so or not $20. It's like $200 a ton sometimes. And if you get $200 a ton, the first time I went, I think I got $16 for everything, and it was like 4 or 5 gallon buckets full and a stove that I found. And I've got all kinds of barbecues, because when I go out to some places in the parks and stuff, people will go out there and barbecue, and they just leave the barbecues there because they buy them. They don't want to haul them and store them at home. They buy those cheapy barbecues and they just throw them away. So I take them home and, hey, Kenneth Bird, how are you? Thanks for dropping. I was just about to sign off, but started answering the question for William here. Full half, if you're still there, did you get my email? I didn't see whether you did or not yet. But anyway, so yeah, you get a little bit of gas money for taking it in, but mainly you get the satisfaction of getting all the scrap out away from the kids, because nobody really cares but us. They don't care whether there's nails or screws or anything in the park. Yep, that's right. And just when you get a sharp nail or a screw or a hook out of the park, you get a hook like that out of the park or off the beach, and you feel good. And a lot of other things. And now the clad is a little bit of extra money, and I haven't counted it up yet, but I've rolled over $11 in just zinkins that I've rolled, and I've got like a couple of containers full of zinkins. And so I dug a lot of those holes too. But I love getting the nails out. You get something like that out of a park where a kid can't step on it, makes you feel good. So, and I get a useful one every once in a while. That's one I can reuse. So, all right, guys. Looks like we're down to just a couple. So, whoever's left, Kenneth, thank you for coming in right here at the last. William, and full half, and I'm gonna say God bless y'all and thank you for coming in and watching, even if you're coming in later and rewatching this later. And thank you for giving me the watch time. Keep your eye out because we're going to be doing that celebration at mid to end of July. I'm going to want to be really prepared for it, so it'll be by the end of July sometime, and I'm going to shoot sometime in between mid and end of July, and we're going to give some nice things away, and we're going to have a lot more than what I've offered here. My 3D artwork is going to be given away, and a lot more. So you guys keep your eye out, and I'll see you next time. Hunt well, stay well. God bless. See you later.